Let me set the scene. Titan Thor is 5 hearts down. Humanity's dispatching hearts with an unprecedented speed, and I don't think this fight's going to last the night. It's getting late, but I want one last crack at it, so I set out for what I thought would be a routine bombing run. It would turn out to be anything but routine. My name's Bird, and today we're going to go on an elite dangerous adventure.
Speed until clear of the station perimeter.
I set course for Titan Thor and get on my way. Out the mail slot and into the black, I make my hyperspace jump.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Warning, hazardous environment. Fuel scooping.
I made it to the system without being hyperdicted, but sure enough it's only a few seconds before I'm interdicted on my way to meet Thor one last time.
Operating beyond safety limits.
Four spikes on the sensor display, that's a Thargoid scout party, it's no problem. They're more of a hull integrity tax than an actual threat, but even that can be avoided, and there's two ways I can do that. First is to get my ship as cold as possible so they can't lead their shots, but I'm not ready for that yet, so I've already chosen option 2, which is agility. Fighter pilots would call this a flat scissors maneuver. Feel free to shred me in the comments over that statement. I'm just trying to be difficult to fire on and use the superior top speed to open some distance while my frameshift drive cools down.
3, 2, 1, engage. Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
I got a couple scratches, but I'm back in Super Cruise. It's time for some heat management. I manually disable every system that I don't need for the fight, except my frameshift drive. Trust me, you do not want to shut your FSD down while you're in Super Cruise. Into the Maelstrom we go. I'm not particularly experienced in here, and like so many other things in Elite Dangerous, it still makes me shrink a little bit in my chair, but we push in anyway.
Warning, caustic damage detected.
The caustic fog coats my ship almost immediately, but I have just enough caustic sinks to get in and out as long as I don't catch too many Thargoid missiles.
Substance neutralized. Warning, caustic damage detected. Caustic substance neutralized.
The real threat is the shutdown pulse. I have to time the deployment of my pulse neutralizer perfectly with the wave washing over my ship so that I don't get disabled and launch back out into space. If that happens, I'll have to fly back to a station, restock my caustic sinks and do it all again. I really don't feel like it at this point.
Warning, caustic damage detected. Caustic substance neutralized. Caustic damage detected. Caustic substance.
I can see the silhouette of the Titan. It's kind of terrifying. I can also see the asteroid field surrounding it and the ships attacking, and that means I'm almost through the caustic fog and in the fight. It's time to shut down my frameshift drive and my pulse neutralizer so I can run just cool enough to get Titan without an interceptor or a hunter catching my scent. People are already attacking the thermal core, and it's about to deploy a massive AoE attack called a Taurus. That's extremely dangerous, and I need to get out of the way.
Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
Finally, I slip by the defenders down to the body of the Titan. This thing is huge. It's actually 13 kilometers wide. There's a few kinda safe spots on the body to park and wait for the heat vents to open, but the hunters are already occupied, so I won't need to wait long. That sound means it's go time. I lock up a heat vent and fire a nanite torpedo. It's a fire and forget weapon, so I don't need to wait for impact. I'm already locking up the next one. I'm deploying heat sinks so I can run cool while I do this because they don't stay open long and I need to boost around without getting attacked. When I get to the fourth vent, my hardpoints actually retract, and that disarms my weapons. It takes me a second to figure out what happened too. Every now and then the custom settings I use on my VKB Gunfighter Ultimate will cause that to happen, but I did actually figure out a solution to that before I posted this video, so don't worry about it.
Heat sink deployed.
Anyway, I didn't get a chance to hit another vent, but they're overloaded and it's time to attack the emergency vent. There's another player commander here waiting to attack it with me. I can tell by the hollow spike on my sensor display. I unload 4 magazines of AX missiles and get ready to get the hell out of there.
Heat sink deployed. Flight assist off.
I flip over and get one last look at the Taurus attack, then I pack up my weapons and leave Titan Thor to its fate.
Flight assist on.
Here's where things turn unexpected. I don't know how I let this happen, but I've picked up a tail.
Warning.
I can outrun an interceptor, so I'm not worried at first. The problem is that it's not an interceptor, it's a human.
Warning. Corrosion.
I don't know why a human would be attacking other humans in here, but I try to jink back and forth to upset their targeting. It's not working very well.
Taking internal damage.
It's funny, I assumed that the tail I'd picked up was a Thargoid hunter. It's only while I was editing this video that I could clearly see and hear multi-cannon round pinging off the hull of my ship. Only humans have multi-cannons. Eventually I try going cold, but just as soon as I can deploy a heatsink, they've disabled my engines. I'm now flying dead stick. There's not much hope of getting out of here alive. I'm trying to think through how I can survive this. It's not as simple as trying to repair the engines. Even if that works, I'm just going to run hot again and this player's going to clap me. With no engines, I'm running cold and I'm a more difficult target, but I have no control over the ship. I'm in between a rock and a hard place. Have you ever been caught in a riptide at the beach? You might just save your life if you catch the right wave. I can't tell you how happy I am to wave goodbye to my pursuer as I'm rocket boosted out of the Maelstrom, but I'm not out of the woods yet. I'm still completely adrift with no thrusters. Crucially, I have no caustic sinks and the hull of my ship is being eaten in front of my eyes. I switched to silent running mode in the hope that closing off my radiators can help me retain enough heat to burn off the caustic material. It's not enough. I spent hours engineering this ship to run as cool as possible, and without thrusters, I've got no hope of generating the heat that I need. It's time to start a reboot and repair sequence. Quietly pray that my engines come back online. At this point, there's no guarantees.
Diagnostic repair sequence initiated.
Module malfunction. Repair sequence successful.
Flight assist on. Thrusters online.
I got it. I start boosting to try and generate heat, but it's not enough, and I don't have time to waste. I deploy my hardpoints and start blasting off AX missiles.
Warning. Temperature critical. Warning. Techno heat damage. Caustic substance dissipated. Module.
Thankfully, that's just what I needed.
Thermal signature restored.
Now that I'm finished roasting in here, it's finally time to set course for the station and make my hyperspace jump.
Module malfunction. Frameshift drive charging.
And my frameshift drive is broken. I'm going to stay positive here and try again. No joy. One more time, asking it very nicely. I actually get it charging. This weird graphical glitch has got me praying that I don't get hyper-addicted because one more scratch might completely disable my ship. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that. All I need to worry about is getting back to the station.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
I didn't start this channel to make this kind of content. It sort of happened by accident because this particular experience was so crazy, but I'd love to hear about it in the comments if you want to see more of it. Meanwhile, I'll be creating a lot of videos focused on getting beginner and intermediate pilots over the skill barrier to become experts, and not in the ways that you've already seen. We're going to cover topics like how to use the relative aspect indicator on your target display to line up your approach for the front side of the station like you're watching me do now, or how to land as beautifully as you're about to watch me land. Now, before you scrub back through the video to the part where you could see my missing elite ranks, I want to qualify that with the fact that this is my second account. I'll get my elite ranks back, but I'll do it organically and I'm not going to grind them. I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 hours in elite. If you don't believe me, it's the perfect time for a challenge. If you can show me a smoother and more perfect landing than this one, then you don't have to like the video and you don't have to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to leave you to judge for yourself. For now, I've been Bird. Thanks for watching.
India Romeo. We prepared a landing pad for your arrival, Commander. Welcome to our station. Landing permitted. Set down on landing pad 07.
Landing gear deployed.